Our school recently got a 3D printer for our engineering design class, and we've tried printing something off the printer, but the printing process is too complicated straight out of the box. So with Delta Print, we want to change the process of 3D printing.
In order to use a 3D printer, you have to know how to use complicated 3D printing software. To use this software, you have to learn how to program the printer, and learning how to use this program takes time. Because the printing process is complicated, many of the students in our engineering design class cannot use the 3D printer. To print your own creations, you should be able to easily create and print what you want.
Our app, Delta Print, takes a picture of an object or drawing and estimates the equations that make up the shape of that object. These equations can then be automatically entered into the 3D printer in order to print a model. Once the images are taken, Delta Print turns the images into equations. The equations can then be programmed directly into a 3D printer to quickly and easily produce a printed object. This process will be much faster and simpler than programming the 3D printer using other methods.
So let's say we want to print a 3D version of a drawing. You just open up the app, take a picture, and it does the rest of the work.
Recently, Microsoft announced the production of an app that can do something similar to ours. Their app scans an object to create a 3D model to be used in a graphic design program. Our app scans an object and represents the object with mathematical equations that will allow it to be 3D printed.
Our mobile app will use the camera on a phone and will be able to communicate with a 3D printer. The app will then build a 3D graph of the object from the picture. The app would recognize important points on the object to map out the contours of that object. From these points, a model could be constructed using equations and lines of best fit. This is similar to how a calculator takes a set of points and constructs an equation to model those points. You will then be able to view your 3D model in the app and then be able to print it. The app will then communicate with the 3D printer. This will be fairly easy because there is no programming needed by the user.
With our app, we can solve our problem of not being able to use complicated 3D printing software. With the help of Delta Print, anyone who can take a picture will be able to easily and efficiently use a 3D printer. Delta Print, change the way we print.